first and foremost, I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I greatly appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me, before we get started, like, how do you pronounce your name? Because I've seen it written, but
So my real name is Jagoda. So
okay.
you don't have to call me that because no one does. And so that's why I go by Yogi.
I got it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and where are you originally, like, from?
I am from Poland.
Poland. Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to make this a little bit louder. One second.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
I want to make sure that, oh, there you go. I want to make sure that I hear you.
Can you hear me better?
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm going to put 100%. Okay, there you
I
go.
must be a low talker. Yeah. So so where do you live now?
So right now we are located in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
My husband's military, so we every few years we move around, but
Got it.
um, we are trying not to be associated with that community. We're just, you know,
Yeah.
chasing our own goals and doing our own thing, and it's just a job. So,
Got
but
it. How is Washington with the pandemic and everything like that, and the
honestly,
restrictions?
actually pretty good. So we're in DC, and it's where we live. It's like really close to Maryland or Virginia. So right now everything is good. Restaurants are open. Obviously masks are required, but that's pretty much it.
Hmm.
So we're way better than a lot of states. Like California was closed. We're all open.
Got it. Got
So
it. So you can go to the gym and everything like that without
absolutely.
any kind of restriction.
Yes, I work at the gym. I'm the fitness manager. So
Okay, so there you
it's
go.
my life. So yes, we were wide open, wide open.
Got it. Got it. So how is that like, being a fitness manager there?
It is good.
Hmm.
It is good. My hands are full of work.
Hmm.
I don't know because of the skills or job location, but so far so good. It's obviously a little bit different than California, what I'm used to,
Hmm.
but we are crushing it. So it's
What do
it's
you do, like, as day to day, kind of?
day to day everything. So
Okay.
as a manager, I oversee whole department,
Hmm.
my whole fitness department. So my trainers, but also what is the most important thing is just the revenue, hitting the goals, bringing new people in,
Got it.
keeping the clientele happy, retaining the client. So there's some paperwork, but also I train a lot. This is absolutely my passion.
Hmm.
So I train a lot of clients myself, and I don't see it any other way. Like this is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's one of those things that's like, once you get into the kind of that fitness lifestyle, it becomes such a part of you. It's hard to, like, let go, and especially if you're a trainer. So I
Mhm.
know, I completely understand that. Have you noticed any kind of difference, with, like, the pandemic happening? Like, are people more interested in fitness now? Like, the reason I ask is because I've noticed originally last year in 2020, like, you see a lot more people outside, like walking, running, when, before you didn't see that. Do you see, like, an increase in people trying to go to the gym, or not really?
For the last maybe month or two, maybe it
Hmm.
was a very slow January. Um, to be honest, this population here in DC is way different than I'm used to, which is
Hmm.
California, because I spent most of my days or years in US there. So people not as fitness oriented here as over there,
Yeah.
but yes, it's getting better. People are more kind of open to come back,
Hmm.
but now the weather is starting being better, so they prefer to be outside. So it's
Outside.
kind of mixed.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. See, it's for me, my experience, it's kind of similar because my wife is from Florida and we go there a lot. And Florida is there's a lot more of a fitness culture there than we live in Tennessee. So there's still people that train. There's bodybuilding gyms, there's all kinds of stuff like that, but it's
Mhm.
much smaller, like, population wise, interested in anything revolving, like,
Mhm.
health or fitness. So it's just part of where you live sometimes. So, how did you get into fitness and training in general?
kind of long story short, so before I came to America, I was working in office. It's kind of funny. Administration was my life, and I really, really liked it. I came here, and I knew, despite my education, my experience, I won't get the same kind of level of job. So my plan B was being a lifeguard, and I did that for a year, and then on the same facility, PT position opened, and I was like, well, maybe I should switch, because a lot of people ask me questions. Hey, what do you do for this, or what do you do for that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a trainer. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
I just go to the gym and I love it. And, it's just fun for me. I started working out with my husband at the gym for 6 months. The first 6 months I was doing only cardio. I was one of those girls. Cardio. I was running to the gym, doing cardio at the gym, and then running back to the house. So I was one of those girls because I was intimidated and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to really touch any dumbbells because I'm like, I'm not strong enough. Like all those guys were huge and very intimidating, and I'm like, it's not for me. And then people were asking me questions. Then I started kind of like being bored with that cardio. I started doing more lifting. People asked me questions, and I decided to try. I decided to try being personal trainer. I remember like today, one of my friends from that job asked me, so how are you going to learn this? Like, you can't even pronounce the things like muscles and stuff. I'm like,
right.
just watch me. So I literally translated half of the book. The book is pretty thick. So and yeah, I passed the exam, and then I became a trainer, and since then, that's 2015, I'm in the fitness industry.
Gotcha. So and how did you, I guess, develop your clientele? So do you mainly just train physically at the gym? Do you do like online coaching as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do both because I think online is a way to go right now.
Right.
So why not help more people? So right now, yes, I do both. I do online. I really like it. I have great clients. They have amazing results. It was a little bit hard for me to approach online because I don't agree with a lot of things that happens online. I don't agree with having for everyone the same program, or giving the same advice or giving the same workouts, or stuff like that. So it took me a while to figure it out. What do I want and how do I want to approach being a one-on-one with the client? I get a vibe. I really can read the person, so it's very easy for me to kind of like guide people through and really help them achieve the goals. So I want to do the same thing for my online clients. So it's very, very personalized. And I try to keep it that way because I feel like people, if they connect better, they're going to achieve their goals better.
Yeah. How do you do that online then? If you can't be in person with them, like what are your steps? I guess if so, let's say somebody contacts you and they want to hire you as a coach. How do you, I guess, get to know them is the best way to put it, to better assist them?
I set up weekly calls as much as I can. And we communicate on a daily basis. So again, it's a learning process right now because some people don't want to be communicated so often.
Right.
Some people don't want to make calls. I remember one of my first clients, I wanted to call and she's like, am I in trouble that you want to call me? I'm like, no, I just want to get to know you. So it just also depends on the preference of the client. So as much communication as I can have and information about the client. And I'm trying to approach it very personally. So we discuss the issues that they have, and we choose weekly goals, and kind of every week we check in and see what's happening. So it's more like a personal guidance, behavior coaching as well. Like I said, it's not easy. Obviously, some people don't want to communicate that often, but
That's so strange to me that like you would hire a coach but you don't want them to communicate with you. I would want the opposite. Like if I hired somebody and I'm paying you money, I would want you to, communicate with me as
Yeah,
often as possible. So
yeah.
that's so odd.
And
Yeah.
that's what I want. I have one client just for nutrition right now, and we're texting back and forth every single morning. Every single, what's your weight? What's your weight? How are you feeling? What did you eat? Did you change that? I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Then I have another client who she's also just nutrition. Weekly communication is hard, so we do just a check-ins, small text talk, and so everybody's different, so that's why the online approach is a little bit challenging sometimes. For what I want, right? Because I don't want you to give me money and go. I want you to achieve your goal, be happy and healthy, understand fitness, understand what you're doing, and then I would deserve to get paid. So it's a little bit different approach. I don't really do it for money right now. I just want people to really understand fitness.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way, right? Because if you teach them, then if they ever leave or they can't train with you anymore, at least they have the resources to
Right.
help themselves. But
Right.
if you don't do that, then they haven't really learned anything. So
Yeah.
what's the use? And the other aspect of it from on your end, if you help teach people and help develop them more than just telling them what to do, then they can go and tell somebody else and say, hey, I had a great experience with this, with this trainer. I mean, I really learned a lot. That's more better advertising for you as well. I think that's a good way to do it for sure. And I do agree with you that I think online is probably the way things are heading, especially I think they were kind of heading that way anyway. And
Correct.
then with the pandemic happening, everybody went online for everything,
For
for
everything.
jobs, so you see that really progressing and people really enjoy that. So I think the coaches that are staying away from online, I think they're going to have a hard time within the next few years because
Mhm.
it's just going to be a lot more difficult to do it in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is your gym the where you manage and train at? Is it a particular style of gym? Is it like more of a bodybuilding gym? Is it all around fitness? What
It's
kind
a
of work
gold
do you do?
gym. So
Okay. Oh, it's a Gold's
very
Gym. Okay.
well, very well known. And yeah, I enjoy it. It's, like I said, passion of mine. So
So when you were in California, was it Gold's Gym as well that you trained at or somewhere
that
else?
was no, that was 24 Fitness,
Mhm.
and I stayed with the company for 5 years.
Wow.
That was amazing company. Actually, I need to say this.
Mhm.
Very, very family friendly, very team oriented. Many best friends came out of that job. So when I moved to Washington, I transferred to 24, but unfortunately, like I said before, the population here is not really willing to do as much fitness. So the whole gym got
Mhm.
closed. So
It was closed.
yeah, they completely shut down, like completely. It's beautiful facility, beautiful, but it was not much of a clientele, so they just decided to, and then and the pandemic hit, so
Yeah, yeah.
that was the reason why they
Yeah,
shut down.
there was a local gym here that I've went to for over 10 years and they ended up shutting down too.
Mhm.
Now I don't know if you're aware of Redcon, but Redcon is gonna open up their second gym here right next to my house. So we'll see what happens. But it's terrible what's happening with some gyms. They're just not able to keep up,
Yeah,
because of all the stresses that's put on them by by the situation
absolutely.
we're in.
And yeah, and now people are afraid to go,
Mhm.
to be in public more. It's noticeable daily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's a weird like catch-22 situation because from everything that we know about the COVID virus, it's like if you're unhealthy, it affects you more from in general. And so, but people like are afraid to work out or train or, feel like make themselves healthier. So it's like it goes kind of back and forth, so self-perpetuating prophecy kind of.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of trophies and swords, and I assume you're not a warrior. So I assume those are all for competitions.
Yes, they are.
Okay. So can you talk about that? Like, how did you start competing? When did that happen?
This is actually a little bit crazy story. It started probably 8 years ago, where one lady at the restaurant just approached me and said, "Hey, have you been thinking about competing?" And at that moment, I was like, "What?" I have no idea what she's talking about. I Googled it and I laughed. I'm like, "This is not a competition. This is something funny that you just walk on stage and, and blink and shine and look pretty." Because I competed all my life in sports. So it's not, this was like weird to me. And then year after that, I moved to California and I met a girl and she's like, "Hey, I'm competing in this competition." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." She at the time was with a Team Waya in California, and she introduced me to Jim Smith, which is I'm getting emotional. Smitty, why did you do that to me? He's amazing. Sorry.
It's okay if you need a second that we can pause.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It just crazy because I met this guy and he's like, "You can compete in 10 days. Like, there's a competition in LA, you should go." And I'm like, "What? No. Like, I know nothing about anything. Like, I don't know how to walk. I don't have a suit. I don't have a shoes. I don't have posing. And I don't even know what is it. Like, nothing. I have no idea." And that was my first show in LA. I placed and I even beat the Korean like champion or something, which was crazy to me. Wow. I don't even know how that happened, but I was competing with really, really amazing athletes. And the fact that I could stand in a podium with them, I was like, okay. And since then, the journey kind of like started, but for fun. Everything I did so far was for fun. So I competed in the fitness universe and I did many shows with them. In 2019, after having a baby, I decided to hit the stage again, and I did compete and won my pro card. And in 2020, I decided to actually compete a little bit more for real.
Okay.
And
so did you win? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. So it was your second show that you won your pro card?
Oh, no.
Oh.
That so I did 3 shows that year when I started, just for fun, not knowing anything what's going on.
Got it.
Then I did a little bit like comeback show a year later, which is the 4th show, and I won that and won overall. And since then I was winning every other show. So I had my daughter. Thank you. And then I did show in Venice Beach. I won this one, and then I went to another show a month later that was in Nevada. I won that one also overall and got a pro card. And I decided to go for it one more time. And then I did one more in Las Vegas when I got another pro card. So I got 2 pro cards the same year with 2 different organizations.
Okay. What are the organizations that you have pro cards in?
The first one was AAU. Martin Drake is amazing. He organizes those shows. AAU is long time on the market, as well as Fitness Universe. Fitness Universe was the second one. They are not as recognizable as NPC, but that's what my team was going for, and I just followed. Like I said, I was doing everything for fun, because fitness for me is fun. No pressure. It's fun.
It should be that. It should be fun. Once it stops being fun, then you should probably stop doing it.
So actually, one of the swords is for my first pro card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Then the big trophy over there, I think. Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
That's for my pro as well.
Nice.
That's for Fitness Universe, and that was 2018. 3 shows, 3 wins. And then 2020, I did 1 show in Las Vegas, as well as and won as well. And that was with the pros. So bikini champion, a huge show, amazing.
And
People came from
you
all
took
over the
first
world.
place.
And I took first place, and that
That's
was like
pretty awesome.
amazed. I was working for that first place. I really wanted it, and it happened. And then I was so pumped that I decided to compete, and that was very end of the year. And I had not much time. Obviously, with the pandemic, a lot of
Right.
shows were canceled.
Right.
So I decided to drive 7 hours away and did NPC show.
Wow.
I didn't really prepare myself. I really didn't know much about NPC because my team doesn't do NPC, so I just went for it, and I also won, and I won overall, and that's the second sword.
I
So
see. Yeah, I see it over there. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you're winning back to back. Now you win an NPC show. So, it seems like the genetics that you have and the hard work that you've put in are paying off. Um, what now at this point? Are you looking to get an IFBB Pro card?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I am on my road to IFBB and even higher. My aspirations are high. And who knows what's going to happen after that when I get it. So I am currently prepping for my national show.
Mm-hmm.
I plan for this year. So I plan to hit each national show this year so I have a chance.
Yeah.
Because, you don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if my body is good enough or not good enough or whatever.
Right.
It's a national stage, so that's going to be, I'm going to be competing with all the winners.
Right. A lot of tough girls to compete
That's going to
against.
be tough. That's going to be tough. But like I said, I'm planning to do 4. So hopefully one of them will bring me my IFBB. And then obviously I want to go further. I want to go further and I'll compete as a professional again and actually stay at NPC.
Sure.
And I don't know, and see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it's very doable. Bikini is a division that there's always a lot of changes. You see very hard to be like an Olympia champion for several years in a row in bikini. Like you'll see it in men's open or other divisions that the same Olympia champ will be, winning every year for like 8 years straight. In bikini, it's not like that. And so there's a lot of opportunity there to, to crack the top 5, to even win, so definitely it's something that's very like doable, especially that you're winning pretty much every show that you're coming in. So I think the one of the 4 should give you a pro card.
We'll see. I really hope. I really do. I work hard. I'm staying on track. First time ever, I think I actually, to be honest, and this is actually, yes, this is very much true. First time ever, I actually track my calories every day. I'm staying on track. I'm not cheating much. My cheating is sushi, which is not really cheating.
Yeah. That's most people's like clean eating, sushi.
Right. So hopefully, I'm gonna get where I want to be.
Yeah.
And if not, it's just, for me, it's just a road of improvement. If not now, later. Like I'm not gonna give up. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have the mindset of a champion. Like you have to have that drive, that confidence that it will happen. Every champion has that. So, it's important. It's important to have that in your arsenal as well. So definitely. So you said you're in prep now. What does your prep look like? I know you eat kind of clean most of the time anyway. So like, what does your training consist of when you're in prep?
Training. So I do cardio twice a day right now, and I do strength training Monday to Friday. Actually, sorry, Monday to Thursday, and on Fridays I do HIIT training. Weekends I try to take off or just do cardio. Right. So it's a little bit different than I used to do. Just because I have full-time job, it's a little bit harder this time. Of
course, I understand. Yeah.
The baby's a little bit older, full-time job, so I can try to accommodate everything. So 6 days of training for sure. 6 days.
Twice a day of cardio. That's considerable amount. I'm trying to lean out a little bit myself, and I'm like, oh, I got to increase my cardio. What is your cardio like look like when you say you do it twice a day? Is it like walking? Is it what do you do? Jogging,
So
stairs?
I really like doing stairs. So Monday to Thursday, I do stairs 30 minutes. And then every night, except Saturdays, I do bike at home. I have air bike
Okay.
from Rogue at home, and I really, really like it. We bought it specifically for my competitions and my prep. We didn't know if the pandemic's gonna, continue, if the gyms will be open. So we built a whole gym downstairs in our garage. So we have everything what we need. And for many months, actually, I prepared myself for a competition in my garage.
Mhm.
So I do that. I really actually enjoy that bike. This is
Yeah.
actually really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted one of those bikes. I was looking at the different ones. Like there's assault bikes that they use in like
So, yeah.
CrossFit, and then it's just
Yeah.
I love those bikes. Those are awesome. They really get your cardio like
Mhm.
strong, especially your breathing. You really works on your breathing.
Mhm.
So I always enjoy those. I have a little gym in my garage too, and so that's where I've been training. And I really haven't noticed like too much of a deficit. Like it's pretty good. You can do a lot in
Oh,
at home.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think my training actually, or my body actually improved
Mm,
because I didn't have all the equipment. So I had what I had, right?
mhm.
So we had heavier plates, heavier dumbbells. We don't have the baby stuff. So
Right.
I was forced to go heavier than usual. And
Hey,
and
that's yeah.
I think it's working. And even using the bands, I think it helped me a lot. So like some machines I'm maxed out right now because of the training that I did at home. So
Mhm.
I was actually surprised how good it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in the same boat. I was also impressed, and with me, it's a little bit different. I was working with going less heavier because the gym
Mhm.
always had more weights for me, but I was able to add a little more plates over time. I don't know if you went through this, but in the beginning of the pandemic, everything was so expensive. Like all the gym equipment was so expensive because people were selling it at like exorbitant prices. Was that the same thing with you
Uh,
guys?
Same thing, but we were ordering from Rogue, so we had to wait for stuff for like a month or 45 days.
Yeah.
But hey, we did order, and some of the things we were able to get from different places, so that was a little bit faster. So we had the basic right away. Um, but we didn't mind waiting because the pandemic kept going and nothing was open for many
Sure.
months.
Sure.
So even though we were waiting for 30 to 45 days, we still had everything.
Right.
So
Very
I
cool.
I think we did good. We bought everything like 5 days after pandemic hit. Like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah, you were smart. You were smart. People that waited, it was worse. But yeah, that was a good thing. So when you say you improved, like, is there something specifically that you can think of where you improved, or just
I think,
overall?
yeah, I think partially overall, but I think my glutes or my strength in my lower body improved a lot. I was able to actually hit 225 squat. At the time was crazy a lot for 3 reps, and I never did it before.
Mm-hmm.
And I never did 200. So first time I hit it in my garage, and I was so excited. I was texting to my people in California, like, look, I did this and I did this,
Yeah.
and they're like, how? Like gyms are closed. I'm like, well, yogi powers.
Yeah.
So I
That's
definitely
funny.
improved that, and I think I started doing a lot of glute stuff that I have never done before
Mm-hmm.
because there was nothing else to do. So I think the strength actually went up a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's always better to be stronger, no matter what division you're in. It's
I love my muscle. I'm actually scared that sometimes I'm thinking maybe I have too much.
well, this kind of leads me to another, and well, and let me go ahead and say that the bikini is always a little. a little strange because I think
Mhm.
this happens with some divisions, but with bikini, it's like one year they like people with muscle, and then it's like more
Yeah.
muscle. Another year, it's like it's not. So it's kind of dependent. So it's almost like you want to be where you want to be, and eventually your physique will come around. Yeah.
And you know what? It's so true that you're saying this. I keep watching Olympians and I keep watching the NPC shows, and to be honest, I'm like very impressed by this. Like every year they're wanting something different.
Hmm.
And also what you mentioned, like I want to be what I want to be, and I love where I am right now. I know what I want to be, and I don't think I want to be smaller than I am or bigger. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
Like hopefully they gonna kind of like notice that, hey, this is perfect for what we need. Because I keep watching, and some girls are like really muscular and really ripped, and this is amazing. And some of them I'm thinking, well, where's your muscle?
Right, right. Yeah. No,
So
absolutely, you're right. And yeah, it's like if you keep jumping from one year, like, oh, they want this, so you try to change your physique, and another year they want this. You can never catch up. So it's best to just look as good as you want to look, and then they will notice that and reward that,
yeah,
you know.
I'm hoping
So
for that, for
yeah,
real.
very true. So this kind of leads me to another question, and you kind of already answered it, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyway. Have you ever considered like going to a different division, like figure? That would be the next step, I guess.
I did figure once where I won my pro card um, with bikini, and honestly, I don't think it's for me. Like I'm too bubbly on stage. I'm not so serious, and the poses are like you you really need to like hold it and like really it's kind of funny to me. So just imagine me being woohoo, yogi and cheering, and then when I walk and then hitting the pose, it was just hilarious.
Mhm.
I just want to win the overall athlete trophy, and I was like, okay, let's compete in every possible division so people actually see me and they can vote for me.
Mhm.
But it also was a good try because I could transition.
Transition.
I
Mhm.
could transition. Yeah, I could. A lot of people ask me this, but definitely, I don't want to get more muscle. I already have enough for I'm petite, so
Right.
I
Right.
already look kind of ridiculous in a dress or like a strap,
Mhm.
t-shirt. So I don't think I want to be more. I admire those girls. They're amazing, but I
Right.
think it's not for me. And the same with wellness, actually.
Yeah.
I could transfer to them, but again, I don't want to grow my lower body so much. That
Right.
is this to upper body. So
Sure. No, no, and that's understandable. And a lot of people that I talk to, they have like a limit, right? Even like you'll have figure girls and they're like, I'll ask them about physique and they're like, oh no, I would never want to go that. So everybody has their own area where they're mentally comfortable with their body, being at. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that I love the muscle though. It's just kind of
Mhm.
funny because I love getting stronger. I love getting more muscle, but just not that
Sure.
much.
I'm the same way. Like I like looking at guys that are in the open, but I would never personally, mentally myself want to be that large. It's just it's a mental thing. I don't see myself being that big. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I've actually had several girls on their wellness girls recently, and one of their most popular coaches in wellness, and they had a big show here in Pittsburgh this last
Mhm.
weekend. So
Yes,
that was a big thing happening there. So
it's a big show. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So what do you have? You said you're doing 4 shows. What do you know? How many months are you out from your first one at this point?
Absolutely. So I'm 8 weeks out. I'm doing the NPC Universe July 1st.
Hmm.
And then based on the result, I'm gonna try to do NPC USA's, um, and that's July 31st.
Okay.
And then it's gonna might be a rough patch a little bit. We'll see the next one. You can get a pro card at Olympia Amateur or Arnold's
Hmm.
Amateur. So we will see if I will be able to do one of them. I'm planning to do one of them. They're a little bit close to each other. That's why I'm a little bit not sure. And then there is nationals in December.
Yeah. You have a lot of opportunities. So let's say that you get your pro card on July 1st. At that point, are you now thinking a pro show for the rest of the year? Are you like looking
Absolutely,
at pro shows?
absolutely. As fast as I can, pro show. Because I think it's the best thing to, use the body when it's ready,
Hmm.
get the feedback, see where I am comparing to another competitors, and then work for it. If I, improvement or, keep competing and, we
Yeah.
will see.
Yeah.
So I know the higher I get, the more competition will be, and then I would need to work on some improvements, and I will need to, take a break and actually, work more for what they want. But yeah, I want to hit it right away and see where I am. Um, and
Yeah, I
again,
mean, don't change it if it's working, right? If it's not broken, don't fix it. So just keep winning, and then,
yeah,
and if you don't one time, then you can, make adjustments, as
absolutely.
needed. So for sure. So have you been back to Poland recently or anything like that? No.
No, we're trying to go every other year,
Mhm.
but because I was pregnant with my little one, we weren't able to go. And then my mom flew here.
Mhm.
So we only went twice, and I'm in the United States 8 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so it's not too bad, but I communicate with my mom, my family pretty much every week. So
Yeah. Yeah.
not a big deal. Right now, there's a lot of restrictions as well.
Mhm.
Um, and it's funny, but we don't have a passport, so we don't have Polish passports.
Mhm.
So we could even go right now, even if we wanted to.
You don't have a Polish passport? Oh, it's because US doesn't offer dual citizenships. Is that why?
No, no, it's mine expired.
Oh, and you just
Have
didn't renew.
one. Yeah, I have one renew in Poland, but I never picked it up. So it's literally
Mhm.
3 years waiting for me in office. Um, yeah,
They're like at some
Like
point she's gonna come back and get this.
3 years right now, and they're probably like, "Well,
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Ukraine, so it was yeah. So, but back then it was the Soviet Union, and so I don't. I'm in the same boat. I just have a U.S. Just a U.S. passport.
right
So
now."
yeah,
Yeah.
so it is what it is. Well, hey, I appreciate your time, Yogi. Thank you so much. If somebody wanted to contact you to reach out to you for training or advice, anything like that, what would be the best way for them to do that?
I think the best way is just to go to my Instagram. There is a website that I have all the information how to contact me. There's a phone number, there's email address. So all the information is there.
Right.
Blueberryfitness.com or Instagram. Uh,
Perfect. Okay. And I'll tag everything at the bottom. And guys, thank you for listening. And if you
Thank
like
you.
it, subscribe and click the like button. Thank you again, Yoki, so much.
Thank you so much for your time as
All right.
well.
You take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.